What if I told you that before humanity even opened its eyes, before the first stars began to burn, before the fall of Lucifer, there was one being? A silent watcher, an eternal guardian, known only in whispers across ancient Hebrew and early Christian lore, the Sentinel at Heaven's Gate. Today, you will discover who this being is, what he guards, and why even fallen angels fear approaching his post. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is a story few have ever known. According to ancient writings, some lost, some fragmented, the heavens were built in layers. 7 realms, 7 dominions, 7 gates. Each gate more radiant and terrifying than the one before it. But the first gate, the one closest to all creation, was guarded by a lone presence. Not an archangel, not a cherub, not a seraph, but something older. A being crafted from the first breath of God as command. Let there be light. This being became the Sentinel, placed at the entrance of heaven itself, where divine light meets the boundary of all existence. He does not sleep, he does not fall, he does not speak. His purpose is simple: nothing unholy enters. Nothing sacred leaves without permission. The Sentinel is rarely mentioned in Scripture, and when he appears, it's only in hints. Early mystics described a figure larger than mountains, brighter than molten gold, yet with eyes that burn like calm fire. Some believed he was the first angel God created. Older than Michael, older than Gabriel, older even than the 7 spirits before the throne. Others say he isn't an angel at all, but a living manifestation of God's command to protect the divine realm. A cosmic guardrail. A line between the mortal and the eternal. A border that even time cannot cross. The ancients wrote, "When the Sentinel breathes, worlds tremble. When he raises his hand, darkness flees. When he stands, heaven stands with him." Now here's where the story becomes terrifying. When Lucifer rebelled, leading 1/3 of the angels in revolt, he did not storm into heaven. He tried to go around the Sentinel. But the Sentinel stood at the gate, silent, unmoved, unshaken. Imagine the most powerful, radiant archangel, clothed in pride and rebellion, approaching a being so still, yet so overwhelmingly powerful that his presence made Lucifer himself hesitate. Ancient writings say that when Lucifer approached the gate, his light dimmed and his rebellion faltered. Not because the Sentinel attacked, but because the very nature of the gate rejected corruption. The rebels realized they could fight Michael, they could confront Gabriel, they could battle the armies of heaven, but they would never pass the Sentinel. Not even Satan could overpower a being woven from God's first command. And so the war in heaven didn't begin at the gate. It began far from it, because even evil knows which lines must never be crossed. This is the part most people don't know. The Sentinel still stands at the gate. He remains at the threshold between the mortal world and heaven. He guards the souls who ascend. He watches the prayers that rise like incense. He ensures that nothing, not even the smallest whisper of darkness, enters the realm of divine purity. Some believe he is the one who opens the gate when a righteous soul arrives. Others say he is the one who bars the way when souls choose darkness over light. And still others believe he will be the one to open the final gate on the day of judgment, when heaven descends and the world is made new. Why don't we hear more about the Sentinel? Because some beings in heaven don't rule, don't fight, don't sing. They simply stand, and in their standing, all of heaven is upheld. The Sentinel is the embodiment of divine order. He exists to remind creation that nothing enters heaven except through what God has permitted. And nothing can stop what God has ordained. He is the watcher no darkness can deceive, the guardian no force can overpower. The first face you see when you step into eternal light is his. If you enjoyed this story, drop a comment saying more ancient heavenly stories. And I'll continue revealing hidden narratives from the spiritual realms. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed.